And welcome, GG Leagues fans, to another wonderful night of matches as we're popping into Iowa C League here. Over on the blue side, we have CUW Esports, and over on the red, we have the Emerson College Lions. My name is Mercenary. I am extremely warm right now. You might hear the fan going on in the background. And joining me today, as always, is going to be the wonderful DJ. How you doing today, bud?
Doing very well. Hope you're doing well as well. I'm excited to be here for this match in Iowa C. We got CUW sitting at 3-0 here, trying to keep their undefeated record going against Emerson Lions here, sitting at 1-1. So very excited for this one. As the bans are coming through here, you can see a couple of meta bans on the side of CUW with the Ezreal Morgana. Definitely, it looks like a target ban there with the first ban Alawi. And on the Emerson side, some power pick bans here with a castle win condition for late game and Varus pick followed by the Vi.
Definitely some interesting picks here as we're starting off on COW. These picks are going fast. Oh my goodness. They know what they want. We have Orin picked for the top lane over at CUW, and over for Emerson. They're going to be picking up a Syndra mid and a Zac for jungle, or Zac support. You don't see it anymore, but it exists. We don't like to pretend it exists, but it does.
Definitely one you don't see too often in the reaches of solo, even in the reaches of solo queue here. But yeah, it looks like that will be picked up early for jungle. Interesting pick there coming early because it's something you can pick aggressive jungling matchup into if you know how to punish it. Very hard for Zac to survive in the jungle in the early game against the likes of Olaf, Rek'Sai, and Elise. It's interesting to see that blinded, but must have a lot of confidence in that champion. Definitely scales well for late game as the Echo comes through here. The second pick for CUW.
See if we're going to see that mid or jungle. And it looks like we have the Thresh support. Wonderful support going right there. Actually, something I found interesting. Both teams banned an Ezreal and a Varus. Very fun fact. Apparently, both those characters are getting heavily nerfed next patch. They've been seeing too much pro play as of recent, and Riot likes to spice things up, as they say. So those guys are gonna unfortunately go to the dumpster sometime soon.
Interesting to see with Ezreal. I think they could dumpster Varus. I feel like it's hard to dumpster Ezreal.
As we're going in here, we're gonna have a Kled top against the Ornn. A very interesting pick up there. I feel like Kled might hold that a little bit early, but eventually it's just gonna kind of become a wet noodle fight, and that's exactly what Ornn wants. But as the bans come out fast and furious, a Caitlyn and a Lulu ban for both respectively. Lulu, one of the better mage supports as of recent. Actually, surprisingly, you see her a lot in pro play along with Yuumi, but we haven't seen a Yuumi ban just yet. So Emerson might pick that up as an Ashe ban. Looks like another targeted ban here.
Yeah, so double bot lane bans here, and I think you can kind of see why CUW banning the Morgana in the first round, taking the Thresh, one of the best counter picks into Thresh's hook there. They definitely look like they want to set up for a kill lane, at least a high pressure lane. And so Emerson kind of sees that and bans out a high range AD carry and a engage AD carry there with the Ashe arrow. Big threat at level 6. I think that might be what both of them are thinking there.
As we're going through here, it looks like the Jinx is going to get hovered and picked in for their ADC. Jinx, actually something we have not seen here on GG Leagues all summer split so far. So that should be a very interesting one right there. We actually don't know who that support is going to be just yet. It could be the Yuumi. Once again, Yuumi does stand strong, especially for this team. They do have a pretty solid front line in the form of Kled and Zac. So Yuumi would just make both those characters infinitely harder to kill. But meanwhile, CUW is going to be picking up a Xayah for Xayah Thresh, it looks like. And that's a pretty solid bot lane down there. A bit unorthodox, but it definitely works. One root or one hook can lead to the other. And it looks like... Ooh.
Mumu.
Ooh, and a Mumu. The mummy boy is coming out here for jungle, it looks like. Don't see a lot of him played. He's not bad, but there's definitely junglers who could do what he does better.
Yeah.
It looks like we're gonna get him in the jungle with Echo and mid against Syndra.
Also a very interesting late pick there when you've seen the Zac. Seems like something that is comfort probably for the jungler on CUW because, again, seeing the Zac so early in the draft, you could definitely pick something that would counter him very well. And Amumu also a sort of slower farming, scaling jungler, so definitely not going to punish the Zac in early, and we'll see a Lux come in here for the
Ooh.
final pick.
Very interesting support pick. Actually, no, that's support Lux. That's a very interesting support pick.
That is a very
Ooh.
maybe going for the trap root combos here with this Jinx Lux bot is what I have to think it is. But definitely a lane that's very susceptible to a Thresh Q. I mean, a Thresh Q, a hook will operate very similar to a Rakan W. So, if you hit that Q, it's a good follow-up opportunity for Xayah to throw her Q out, root you, and a kill there. So definitely two squishy champions. They'll have to operate pretty safely there in that bot lane.
Definitely. Neither of those members in that bot lane actually have much in the way of an escape tool, except for maybe the trap and the Q, and that would be pretty susceptible to a gank as well from a Mumu, which will be fun. It'll be an interesting match in the end because we will definitely see a lot of interesting actions happening in that bot lane, as in especially for Emerson as a very unorthodox bot lane coming out here today. But moving on for the rest of the match, it's a pretty interesting one. Again, top lane, I feel like it'll end up becoming a wet noodle fight, and Ornn will eventually take the lead. While in mid lane, I actually don't know what will happen. It's kind of who can land their abilities first kind of deal. It's a very skill-based matchup down there.
Should have some pressure from Syndra early in that mid lane with her range advantage. Echo will scale into pressure in that mid lane, but I do at least I think we've casted 3 Kled games now here, Mercenary. At least this time I like the fact that they saw the enemy top laner before picking the Kled this time. So they can at least feel somewhat comfortable in the matchup.
Hoping to all that you don't hear me punching the table saying, finish an item. Oh, geez. As we're going in here, looking at these wonderful picks, and the bans are very interesting, but as we're looking at these picks, I just want to know, who do you think has the upper hand based on picks alone here?
I think if it goes very late game, slight advantage to CUW. I think the extra gold coming from the Ornn items will continue to boost these champions. I do think either of them can win in a team fight, but I do think it's slightly harder for Emerson to engage again. Kled, a champion that wants to sort of pick out odd man fights. You do have a great engage tool in Zac. The rest of your team's follow-up is not necessarily as good. Just that sort of single target Kled damage. So I would say in a 5v5 team fight, very late game, it's slightly edged to CUW, but I think it kind of depends on how the fights develop, with this Zac and Kled being able to pick off characters.
So it's a very interesting matchup here, but you guys can definitely see on both sides. I'm more interested in that a little bit unorthodox bot lane down for Emerson here. I could see it working. I can 100% see it working, but I could see a lot of things going wrong, especially against a Thresh. If Thresh lands a hook, then you're probably going to get a lot of other abilities tossed out, as in the Lux Q will probably come, along with the Jinx traps, or possibly the Zapper, of course. There's a lot of follow-up. So it just really depends on these junglers here in this match, especially for Mumu, to see if they can deal with that bot lane. But as we have about 15 seconds until we go to a quick little break here, let's see if Emerson Lions can take down the giant that is CUW, or if CUW is going to be holding their throne once again. We'll see you guys in just a couple minutes here. And welcome back, GG Leagues fans, to a very fun match here in the Iowa C division. Over on the blue side, we have CUW Esports, and over on the red side, we have the Emerson College Lions. Once again, my name is Emerson, and again, as always, joining me is DJ today. As we were talking beforehand, this bot lane is going to be a very interesting one, to say the least.
Yeah, it's very, very spicy. I expect a lot of pressure. It's definitely a more volatile lane than you would see for a lot of bot lanes. Being a Lux Jinx, they're also setting up the Lux with Airy, not with the Aftershock, which of course was nerfed a long time ago when that was broken. But there's no tankiness there, so any hook should result pretty much in a kill in that lane. So there should be some volatility. But of course, if you do catch out, the Zaya or the Thresh with a Lux Q, you follow up with a Jinx trap, and there's good kill pressure there. So I do expect some volatility from this bot lane, which is something you don't see too often from bot lane. It's typically a place where people like to pick a little bit safer.
As it looks like the 5-man start is just kind of waiting around. The minions have spawned, which will not be as fun for Kled, though it will give the illusion that they are starting something. Syndra's going in as well. And nothing happens. They just kind of wait in a group. I think they were expecting a possible invade here on their blue, but unfortunately that is not the case.
Yeah, I think Emerson, they're definitely expecting something. They put a ward actually over the right side of their blue buff camp, so maybe expecting Thresh to hook over the wall there, but Thresh not quite blitzcrank in the sense of early game invades. Can't displace that blue buff, so nothing happening there, and everyone will come into lane easily.
As we're diving in here, just quick little trades of abilities back and forth. Everything's standing pretty solid, all things considered. Definitely, it's a solid rule of thumb to just be ready for a possible invite if you see the enemy team has a hook character. But Thresh, not so much. If you see a Blitzcrank or if you see a Nautilus, definitely expect it more. But actually, we get the play right now as the Q lands right on top of Thresh as they hit level 2. The Q is gonna miss from the side, but the pole is gonna do some solid damage on top of that Lux. No one is dead. Not enough feathers. You're not being sneaky enough.
Actually, a pretty good dodge there from Kate. I think they were in a pretty poor position there as the CUW bot lane hit level 2 before them, which put them under a ton of pressure. And Kate took a pretty bad trade, but was able to dodge which is the all-important ability there, and just heal up with their potions, health bars, and bot lane champions at this point of the game are ridiculously low.
We get another quick whiff of a Q there from the Thresh. It's very close, not gonna lie. He's definitely getting close to nailing these, but the interesting bot difference in pressure is definitely showing its ugly head. As it does seem the Jinx is not going to be able to have enough pressure, especially with just having a Thresh nearby, who is also slowly but sure cleaning up those minions. As it looked like he was trying to go forward, but we're not going to get anything from it, I guess.
I didn't even notice here from Syndratic actually gave up some experience and farm there to go pressure the Zac, forced him to put a ward down on red and forced him to reset on this red buff. Really struggling to clear it. As mentioned, it's really hard. It's very, very slow clear for Zac. Clear red buff. He has to smite it. The Amumu's here.
Yeah, Amumu may run into each other here. Pressure. Not gonna find him, but he's waiting on the sideline here. Gonna catch the Zac off guard with the Q. W is being placed down. It's slowly being chewed out as Syndra is gonna pop around the corner to make sure he stays safe. That was really close there for that Zac, and it looks like he might have to back. Actually, no, he's going straight for the scuttle. Will be able to grab that, and he'll probably have to back here just to stay alive from any possible engages.
Yeah, pretty good pressure there. Doesn't get the kill. Not enough space there with the turret, and Elevator Musician Syndra dropping back, but does put a lot of pressure on him. As you mentioned, he is decent health now after the smite, but has no smite, and back to back, he's going to lose his Krugs, and this is what you want to do to a Zac in the early game. Zac is a terrifying character. 1 second here is looking for a bottom lane gank. E in here onto the Thresh. Great play there from Heirloom.
Yeah, solid play from Heirloom coming out to keep them safe. A great little tidbit for the Thresh, definitely landing a lot there. We have a quick triple lock up there for a quick electric proc as well as a stun. Coming from Syndra mid is Zac is going to be popping around the corner. Nothing's going to happen there. Also, we saw some trades up in top lane. Kled not taking some healthy hits, but it does look like, in fact, Orin did have the refillable pot. Let's get stay safe. Might see a possible dive here. Nothing under tower. He doesn't want to pull it too close, but meanwhile, Orin is definitely holding that top lane farm in his favor, and it's working out really well. So actually, all the farm differences happening across the board for CUW right now, as they are definitely holding early game hostage here. But we might see if that's going to actually going to continue with the Amumu popping up. But he's going to get fined by a ward. He's going to back up. And
There is
as
a
I'm
ton
blabbing
of
about,
vision here in the.
not.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised that this Emerson bot lane has actually managed to stay alive. You can see they have absolutely no mana. They don't have really any ability to cast spells right now. They've been forced to flash. It sounds like they've been flayed twice. I think maybe the only reason they're still alive is, again, maybe a little bit harder. Xayah, a champion that wants other champions to come into her rather than forward. Can set it up, but it is a little harder than on someone like a Jhin or a Jinx who has this guaranteed stun if you place it correctly. They're under a ton of pressure. Not gonna be able to flash. There's a flash hook on a Jinx.
Solid damage coming out here. Looks like Amumu is standing nearby. The ulti gets popped. First blood goes to Amumu, and it looks like second will go to the Xayah there in the end. Solid play there, especially from Zesh landing that hook. And a quick fallout from Amumu will spell a death sentence. Zach was nearby, but unfortunately he wasn't able to get anything besides vision. And before we continue, it looks like we actually have some technical difficulties over on the side of Brad here. Probably from the storms. We're not live, but I say we keep going as if we are.
Sounds good to me. And yeah, nothing that Zach can really do. I mean, he's not level 6. You see Amumu way ahead of him from some of this early pressure put on by CW. And another hook will land in mid lane.
Solid damage. The flay is going to come on both members. Zach is looking pretty low right now, but he's got to keep himself alive. He does have his passive up, so he will stay fine. Solid engage early on from the Zach there, but Thresh came up just in time to make sure that it went poorly.
And again, the scoreline's 2-0, but the pressure being put on by Syndratic and Heirloom cannot be underestimated here. It has put Emerson way behind. They are 2k gold down. That bot lane double kill there for Amumu was all set up by the pressure put on by Heirloom's hooks in the lane. No mana, hadn't been able to go back yet, tried to clear out the wave and didn't do it in time. And when he got back in lane, immediately flashed on top of them. All this pressure has been built up by the hooks from Heirloom and the vision placed by Syndratic to help his jungler, Penguinator, pressure the Zac out in the early game. And the Zac just can't respond yet. He's just not strong. He's just now ticked over to level 6 and doesn't really have any items. So definitely taking advantage here, CUW, of some of the what look like small early game leads that are now being turned into larger mid game.
Yeah, but some pings down there along, some quick pings down there in the top lane is going to keep that Zac away. As Orin's going to back him up, play it safe, but Sindra was staying nearby in case something bad happened. Another thing to note out here, the Mountain Drake has been up for a hot minute now, and even after that quick double kill earlier on, there was no attempt to steal it, not even grab the scuttle over on CUW's part. It looks like they are going to wait till a little bit more pressure here, as Amumu can take it solo, but it's going to take him a little while to end up taking that fully.
I don't think either of these junglers are the types to take Dragon fully.
Ooh, but a quick prediction hook there landing out from the Thresh as the traps are going down. Lux is getting deleted immediately, as unfortunately Jinx is not able to help her dear friend. The ulti was definitely popped down there along with the Ignite. And welcome back, GG Leagues fans. So sorry about that. We had a bit of technical difficulty with some storms passing over Illinois right now. A quick recap as things are starting to go underway right now. We actually might not have a chance right now. Ooh, because Heirloom's going to be landing a Q, landing a flay as well, and that's going to be a shutdown on top of Jinx.
Absolutely. Nowhere to go. No flash.
Yeah, now we're ready to go here. As we're going to do a quick little recap right now, CUW has just been absolutely tearing up this match, getting first Drake as well as a first blood in the form of a double kill down in the bot lane, and that steamroll down the bot lane has not stopped, as that solid farm difference will be going the way of Xayah with a 3-0 and a 500 gold bounty. Meanwhile, in the mid lane right now, some solid trades and engages coming out here from Amumu, especially in that mid lane, is going to spell out some strong differences. And as we're seeing right now, this Thresh from Heirloom has been popping up all across the map, doing some solid damage. They're actually going to keep away the Zac right now, as another tower is going to fall, and so is a second Drake going over to CUW. Meanwhile, in that top lane, it's once again became a wet noodle fight, going straight in the way for Orin. Definitely going to be a lot beefier and a lot stronger for this match, and who knows? This match be over quicker than we may expect. A 4-over-4, a 4-1-2 with a little bit of a bounty for that Amumu, especially ahead nearly, actually just over 50 farm will definitely help out that Amumu, as he's going to be picking up a quick Lux kill right now. Lux walking completely blind into the area, and she's just going to get burned down and just hunted down by the members of CUW right now. They are on an absolute tear. And that's your quickest recap that you're going to get from me. If you have any questions, don't at me.
Yeah, it's just you can't be face checking that bush as a Lux, and I think Jinx might die here too. Yeah, flash flag, just dead.
Yeah, Heirloom.
There we go.
Heirloom is on fire. This bot lane is absolutely terrifying. A 0-0-7 assist right now, but it looks like Zac's gonna try to keep it away. The quick flay is gonna shut him down, but no hook. And it looks like Colette's gonna be popping as well, but Amumu is just around the corner. Same with Echo. It looks like a possible jamboree right now. As Thresh is gonna get caught out. Heirloom's just about to shut down because he's going to pop the Zayas. The ulti almost timed there, but it's gonna get shut down quickly by the Colette. Meanwhile, TP landing in for the Ornn is gonna pop the ulti to see if he can pick up some extra kills right now. Looking for the Syndra. The flash is gonna come out, and he's actually gonna get the Zac just out of the corner too. Meanwhile, happening on the sidelines, Jinx is gonna get a quick shutdown right there. Doing some solid damage and finally catching back up a little bit in the bot lane. It's going for a 2-for-2 right now for both teams, but overall, the win is going to be going straight over to CUW, who still has that solid gold lead. Though it's a little bit of extra gold coming out here for Jinx, but it looks like they're not willing to keep it just like that. They're going to pick up another kill for Orin here, as he's just picking up kills at this point, man. They're just patting their KDA at this point.
You could have said that was the first decent fight that Emerson have had this entire game, and then they went and threw it away, trying to add some pressure in kind of, fortunately, kind of needless fashion. I mean, they're really never going to pick the Xayah off there. Maybe a miscommunication there. Thought she used her ult, but still had that up. The Ornn is so tanky at this point. 2 upgraded items with his Infernal Mask, Forge Fire Cape. No way you're bursting through him without your whole team. So hard for them to burst these champions down, and really an interesting fight there. We had 2 long-range snipes, the Ornn ult picking off the Zac and Jinx ult picking off the Echo, but it's so hard for Emerson to go anywhere on the map at this point. Another hook connects
you is gonna land right on. This Lux just gets completely shut down with a quick turnaround from Echo. They're gonna pull out and look possibly for the Syndra, who just popped down a ward. Fortunately, no Q range there. She's able to back off just fast enough. Again, Heirloom is just on fire, picking up these kills, finding them where he really shouldn't. And to be 100% honest, this Lux is making it almost a little bit easy for him.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to be too harsh on what Kate's trying to do here. I think it's kind of the right idea. You do need to get vision to keep your team able to contest things. If you can't farm your jungle camps as a Zac, if you can't scale into the game, there's nowhere for you to come back. The problem is, again, as we mentioned, this being a volatile bot lane, is it's hard for Lux to face check because she's not Nautilus, she's not Thresh, right? If she gets caught by a Q or a hook or anything, she dies. Especially with a strong mid laner in Syndratic who can roam out of his lane, can be there instantly, has Echo Ultimate, and it's just gotten to a point where anytime Kate is trying to get vision, doing the right thing for his team, if he gets caught, he just dies.
Yeah, but meanwhile, once again, it looks like that,
here it is again.
Yeah, that catch is going to happen. Heirloom's actually going to pick up that kill for himself on top of that Lux. Just, there's no support roaming over for the side of Emerson. They just, every time they try, Heirloom just pops around a corner out of nowhere and just gets an extra kill onto one of his members. They're going to take down that mid tower, rocking it a 4-0 in towers. And it's just the pressure's coming on for Emerson. It's not looking too good as Penguin is waiting on the side for one of them to step up. Heirloom waiting on the other. But Echo, trying to come from the backside, isn't going to find anything. Instead, maybe a bullet to the face. Members are coming around here. It's the fight for this mid lane tower. The Q coming out here. Penguin are just barely missing Zac and the Jinx. He's going to back up, play it safe. Actually going to look towards that bot lane tower that has a huge wave pressed on it, but nothing in sword. Meanwhile, the quick hook from Heirloom's popping around.
Wow,
Solid damage. The quick damage is going to take down like the Lux once again getting an extra kill for Foul. Meanwhile, Syndronic is going to be picking up at 2 extra kills on top of the Jinx and the Syndra. Meanwhile, Thresh is slowly getting chewed out by Cheez-It Man as he's going to pop around and try to keep this mission alive. It's not going to stand well. The ulti's going to get popped by Zac. And unfortunately, Cheez-It Man's going to get shut down by Foul. Foul is rocking a godlike status at 7-0 now as they're going to get an extra 2 towers and most definitely an inhib. This might be the match even without a Baron buff and without a Dragon Soul.
A little too short for Mash, but I think they will fall back to Baron here, or at least the Dragon, which has just spawned. It is Ocean Dragon. It'll be their third. They're just hitting them with their wallets at this point. I mean, they're 13k goal up. They're probably 10k at the start of that fight. That Thresh going over the wall into 4 people just should not work, and the Ornn tanks upwards of 8 tower shots as everyone else dives into the team and just obliterates them. I mean, they're up so much. Oh, they're up so much power and items. There's just no way back here for Emerson. They don't have a comp that's going to scale incredibly well. It's sad to say, but you really find it hard to see a way that they ever contest or get back into this game.
There's a reason why CUW is holding the top of the charts on the IOSC division right now, as they are just systematically chewing through each one of these objectives especially with that one without much contesting. And it looks like, meanwhile, Heirloom's going to be taking that top lane scuttle, looking for that Baron. They have 3 Drakes. They're just missing the last one to get that Ocean Soul. And no matter what buff they get, that might spell an absolute death sentence here for Emerson here. But meanwhile, Syndra going to be picking up a possible extra kill on top of the Amumu. Ooh, Amumu just barely dodging the ulti. Another one charging in as he's going to pop his ulti, dodging the Jinx rocket as well. The chase is on, but Syndra's going to pick it up in the end. How many ultis was that? That was 4 ultis along with multiple abilities trying to catch up to that Amumu. Penguin almost flexing on him at that point. That was insane.
Yeah, if he lived there, that would have been the ultimate tilter. I mean, it's tilting enough to be down 13k gold, 20 to 5 kills. You know the game is over. If you couldn't get that kill, that would have been the straw that broke the camel's back. That would have been the most tilting thing possible, imaginable for this Emerson team if Penguinator was able to escape there. But they do manage to run him down. It is a free pick. Emerson won't really lose anything off this. The Dragon's not up. CUW won't lose anything else. Dragon's not up. They don't have the strength really to pressure Baron here, so we'll just be delayed here in their push. But, Penguinator will be back up in time for Dragon Spawn, of course, and he's walking back up onto the map now. So a little bit of a moral victory there, but unfortunately not a huge macro one for Emerson.
Yeah, a quick missed cube will not spell another death sentence. Meanwhile, looks like Zac's going to be calling out here by the entirety of CUW. He's just about to get out right now. He's going to pop the ulti to stay alive, but his passive is going to just keep him barely up. But unfortunately, Foul is in the corner, popping off his legendary status, just tearing it through. And yeah, that's a complete charge and open. They gotta pick. They're going straight for the Baron on that one.
And it is the jungler, so definitely no chance of a miracle steal here. That is an easy go button for CUW, and as you mentioned earlier, Mercenary, this is probably the death sentence for Emerson here. I do not think they can hold off a Baron push on the CUW team.
Yeah, unless CUW wants to wait 2.5 minutes for Soul.
I don't think they need to wait for Soul. Also, Foul has Flame Horizon Beasley DJ Bolt here.
Oh boy. That's gonna
insult to injury.
Oh, insult to injury right there, man. Yeah, but meanwhile, everyone's gonna back up. They have that Baron pick. Every member has a stacking on top right now, and I'm gonna do a little quick rundown. Though you guys probably don't need it, seeing it, and where we are just about. I'm pretty sure that's about 25. No, that's about 15k over. For CUW, walking to 3 Drakes, 7-0 on towers and 21 to 5 kills. 3 bounties still remain. That 700 gold bounty, probably stacking a little more, is on top of Foul right now, rocking the 8-0 and 6 status. Meanwhile, Echo also showing his worth with the 6-1 and 6. And then once again, the Ornn on top lane. It's going to be the last of the bunch here with the smallest amount, but definitely staying alive strong enough. As I'm talking right now, looks like we have a possible engage. The smite landing on top of the Zac. The Zac just kind of existing at this point. pops his flash to possibly save it, but in the end, he's just going to be burning an extra sums. And it looks like the siege begins. This top tower is going to get taken down while the rest of the members are going to be standing around, charging in the super minions into the tower right now. That's going to be another inhibiting tower right now. It's the last call. The bells are ringing. Bring out your dead. And it looks like CUW wants to make this a clean slate as they're going to go down straight to the bottom tower and going to be going to take that with their Baron buff that they're going to have for almost the rest of this siege here.
Wave's not quite synced up, so a little hard to finish there. So they will just take out all 3 inhibs and get a top and bot wave pushing in at the same time. I imagine they will just engage as this top wave pushes in. They should send one person up there to get the Baron buff on it. But
Zach's going to pop in trying to redeem this. Multiple ultis are getting popped off as the Orin ulti's also going to get some knockups. Meanwhile, Egg is going to pick up a kill on top of the Jinx. Foul picking up a double kill with a Mumu picking up another one. The last guard has fallen. They have opened up the base. And that's going to be another win for the dominant team here of CUW Esports.
Absolutely dominant win here from CUW, start to finish. Good draft, good execution, and a bit of a Smurf performance from Heirloom and Penguinator, I would say. Very, very clean start to finish. Absolutely dominant win.
They absolutely teared through that match, and the only sad part I have from this is that you guys couldn't see the whole play coming out, but you are able to see those damage charts as you guys are able to see them now. In the 28-minute match, it looks like Zai's going to be holding up on top, especially with that legendary status at 20k damage. Second up will be the Echo holding the second bounty on his head at 16k. And a quick turn of events as Syndra is going to be picking up just barely in third place over top of the Amumu with 11,700. But yeah, absolutely terrifying tear through coming out here from CUW. It was honestly amazing to watch.
That really was. I mean, super clean, as we mentioned, with vision control in the early game. Played around their win condition well. They decided that the win condition was we're going to pressure this Zac out of the game. And I was a little hesitant with the Amumu pick, thinking that might be hard for them to do. But Syndrotic Penguinator in the early game, Heirloom from the bot lane, doing very well, applying pressure to this Zac, forcing him out of his jungle, forcing him to farm slowly, and that got the Amumu to level 6 faster. Did a lane gank in bot lane, a very volatile lane with the Lux pick in support. They pick up a double kill there, and they snowball that lead super cleanly, super perfectly. What can you say? That was CUW looks to be a terrifying force. They look to be organized. They look to be communicating well. They're executing well. That was super clean. And if you don't have a chest for Daya, Mumu, or Thresh here, I think you probably got one.
And as we're going to be wrapping up this match here, we're going to have some more matches come up here throughout the rest of the week. And of course, we're going to be here for the rest of the summer split as well. Starting tomorrow, actually, we're having a wonderful match coming up between a League B team, between Marshall University Esports White and SUNY Plattsburgh. That's going to be at 9 p.m. here with actually me and DJ once again popping up. But if you guys want to see what's going to be coming up next year, as we have some more matches Thursday, and you want to vote on who you want to see next week to play, make sure you go to any of our social media at GGLeagues to see what's happening and what we have going on. We actually have a casters versus community match happening this Friday. I know I'll be there, and I'm definitely excited to see you guys absolutely stomp me in these matches. But if you guys want to join up on a league of your own, make sure you go to GGLeagues.com to see if you have a team in your area or state. And if you don't, make sure you talk to any of our admin server here and see if you can set one up. And once again, thank you guys for tuning in for this wonderful matchup here in the IOSC division. GG League, oh my goodness, GG to CUW Esports for that absolute dominant win. We're excited to see how you guys do for the rest of the league. My name is Emerson. Once again, joining me will always be the wonderful DJ, and we will see you guys tomorrow.